gorgeous that is in the pink background. The grow light. I ain't started brushing my hair, I guess, since it's finna grow. I ain't been worried about it since I've been cutting it off on every new moon. But I did my little completion of cuts. And I got rid of that bald spot in the back. This right here is heredity because I see it in my mom, my dad, my granny, my brother, and everything. So, but it's not like slick like that other spot was. So I knew something about that wasn't right. So, but I got that knocked out, and this gonna be what it is. I might try some of that like baby don't be bald stuff, or I'm gonna try to infuse some oils. I got the hookup on some really nice rosemary, like fresh smoked rosemary, and I looked it up. They said it's just as much essence, so I'm guessing it's just as much beneficial oils in the stems as it is in the actual leaves. So I'm gonna pick the leaves off and save that for my cooking and whatever, and the stems I got me a little teeny tiny crock pot. I'm gonna use that as a craft crock pot and just do it low and slow and just try to get as much oils out of the stems of that I can, especially since I got it, for basically for free, so, I'm gonna take advantage of that, and then just infuse the oil I already have, just reinfuse that, add some more oil, and try to look up some decent oils, maybe some almond oil or something like that. But experimentation is the spice of life, right? So what I come on here to do, a ditty, because I'm still with the page population, right? That was just me, what your boy call it, thought vomit from the Aqua Nation. Yeah, and it'd be a reminder for me later on, like, oh yeah, you supposed to been doing that, in case I don't step up to my own expectations of myself. But a ditty came to mind that I did. I don't know if it's on SoundCloud or not, but I'm gonna do it now, and then that way it'll be out there in the cloud, right? Okay, so. Might seem strange that I can love from a distance, won't complain, 'cause I'm in love with the distance, half insane. My mind sees well into the distance, spending my whole life in love with you. Hey, scared 'cause I'm in love with you. One more time, right? Might seem strange that I can love from a distance, won't complain, 'cause I'm in love with the distance, half insane. My mind sees well into the distance, spending my whole life in love with you. Boom, boom. Scared 'cause I'm in love with you, right? I wrote that when I was like, what, 17? I always say 15 or 16, but it was around that time. I came up with a bunch of nice little ditties. I was probably like 18 or 19. I do that, like maybe 19, 20 or something like that. But and also just paying attention to my brother and different engineers that I know that put together beats. Sometimes I think my ditties are it's not just the sound and it's not just the melody, but sometimes I think different instruments. Like, if you got a creative mind and you're thinking of correlation of harmonies, music, the mathematics of it, what it means on a spiritual level, because that's what I'm thinking. Like, I try not to be rebellious for nothing, not the rebel without a cause, but a lot of music, it's my belief that music is already first a misnomer. It's who's sick. All right, music is supposed to lift you up, or when you inspired by something, when something just comes to you, it's inspiration, or it's a release. Like, say you sitting up sad or something like that, and even in your sadness, that it comes out and it's a release. So music is not just to get the crowd hype or get things popping or to draw down sadness at your will. It's for that moment, and in that time it's that. So sometimes I'm thinking, sometimes that's a cello speaking out, or maybe sometimes that's a trumpet speaking out. And I was like, as I get into it, and not actually because I always have had a problem with beats. Most of the time when I listen to beats, as long as I've been alive, to me it brings out my, I don't want to say rebellious, my activism side, because all of it is like it's 808s and boom, boom, even like even we was in at the ball games and it was the band and you know, just all of that, it brings out my warrior side, you know. Very rarely do I hear music outside of church that is a softening up or ushering in or something like that. It's either like you're sad because you're in love, or you're angry because you broke up, or it's like the war of hip hop, or the war of rock and roll, or the war of metal, you know. It's very few fun, you know, vibes, you know, from where I come from. Like, it's a whole bunch of fun vibes out there, like pop and all of that. And I was sitting up there thinking about that. I think I put that in one of my other little videos I put up. I was like, yo, why I gotta have that ominous soul? You know, I ain't gotta have that ominous soul. It's just that we coming up out of very ominous period as people, you know. And like, you know, without, that's why I told a dude in the line today, we was talking about I'm trying to push this whole you know, the code, computer code is just like going from hieroglyphics to some other language. You know, it's a language. It marks a beginning of an epoch. You know, to me it seems like this whole grand thing that, you know, symbols have always brought to mind. Like you look at those characters in Mandarin or Japanese and all of that. It's not a letter. This character stands for not just a symbol of a few words or something like that, but an entire motion. Like, you know, karate or karate, you know, however you supposed to say it. It's a motion, it's a feeling, it's a movement. You know what I'm saying? I think code is finna be, or it already is, or it always has been. We're just being led into this whole new motion and movement of doing things. We already in a generation where somebody made that joke. I know I saw it on like Comedy Central or Last Comic Standing, or, you know, something with Byron Allen or something. Like, somebody made a joke that our generation, we communicate with each other through song lyrics and movie lines, you know. So we know how to say a mouthful just because of what was written and the emotion it carries. And, you know, that's the way we communicate with each other. It's a whole new level of communication. And add to that, you know, us growing up with like Merry Melodies and Jesus Christ, whatever the Simpsons didn't do, Seth MacFarlane is sealing some shit in. You know what I'm saying? Family Guy, American Dad, and all of that. Whatever. My Gigi, that's my great grandmother, Ruby. Gigi told us, don't watch the Simpsons because it is of the devil, because they disrespected their daddy. So she told us to watch Disney, you know, with the spells and the witchcraft and the witches. But the Simpsons was evil. But I ain't roasted Gigi. Gigi is a whole vibe. So I got love for my people. But yo, this whole is making our minds work in a different way, you know. So half the time when I hear people talking, they think I'm not paying attention. No, I'm picturing everything you saying, and I can see it playing out in a Merry Melodies, Family Guy, American Dad sort of fashion. And then half of the time when I'm watching the news, there's some robot chicken shit going on. It's like, no, it's too much. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense, you know. So I don't know where we headed, you know, outside of the privileged generation and the who gives a fuck generation. I don't know where we headed, but, you know, either it's going to be a whole lot of fun or it's going to be a whole lot of run. You know, either way, it's going to be tight. But page population, it's a ditty in there somewhere. I'm sure I recorded it. And I got to get together some structure or something, but all those things take time. So I'm going to get together some structure and it's going to pop off. But, yeah, Thought Vomit from the Aqua Nation, 21084. Again, later. I'm going to wait till 9/11 just so I can say, what's up, cuz, to my cousin Steve.